What's happening, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tap in with the kid before we start building on the subject matter for the day. Hopefully, y'all having a powerful Thursday. And hopefully, y'all got about 45 minutes to an hour to chop it up and build with the kid, man. Y'all see the subject matter for the day. I want to elaborate on an upload I did yesterday. I just want to dive deeper into the subject matter, man. So, what better way to dive deeper than to go live? So I'm gonna give y'all maybe 5 minutes or so to tap in. Let me know how y'all living and feeling before I start elaborating, building, venting, whatever the case may be. Y'all know how I go. Akuma, peace, what's happening? Anais, peace, what's happening? Magic, peace, what's the word? What's happening? How everybody living and feeling? Kenyatta, peace, what's happening? What's the word? Akuma, you said somebody made a fake account. Hey, that wouldn't surprise me. I ain't tapped in. That wouldn't surprise me though. Hey, try to find that for me so I can see that joint and let them have it. But yeah, what's the word? How everybody living? How everybody feeling on this wonderful Thursday? Hey, Magic, man, everything is peaceful. Oh, okay, Akuma, I'm gonna have to tap in. I'm gonna have to go see. I'm gonna have to tap in. See what somebody talking about. We ain't got time for the nonsense. We got to put an end to that. So yeah, I'm gonna tap in. I think I may have seen that though. I think I may know what you're talking about. But what's the word, man? Giving y'all 5-6 minutes, man, before we dive in, elaborate on this subject matter. Oh, nice. You already know. You already know, man. I gotta step on the toes, and I don't mind doing it. I don't mind stepping on toes, man. Such is life. I was raised on constructive criticism, so that's how I tend to give it. So I don't mind stepping on toes, man. I don't try to please anybody, because that's the way I was raised. That's the way I was taught. People weren't trying to please me when they gave me the constructive criticism. It was all about growth. It was all about pushing me to be the best version of myself. So that's the way I dish out that's my energy that I dish out. Divine, peace, what's happening? Kurt, peace, what's happening? For sure. Shakir, peace, what's happening? Hey, Akuma, for sure, man. Hey, whatever you got to do. But apparently, when a brother mentions the word healing, it's something about that other brothers consider soft, or feminine or weak or whatever the case may be. So we can't even talk about healing, man. We can't do anything. We get criticized. We like to talk about all the criticism we get from the sisters, but hey, it be other black men that be criticizing you the worst. Like straight up. Like prime example of that. When I made my transition over to becoming plant-based, becoming vegan and vegetarian, it wasn't the sisters that was looking at me like, man, you ain't eating no real food. It was the brothers, man. Like, man, you need to eat X, Y, and Z. You need to eat the very foods that had my blood pressure high. They was telling me I need to eat the very foods that was causing me to get nosebleeds and headaches on a consistent basis. Those brothers doing that. Ah, man, you ain't eating no real man don't eat like that. Like, man, what? I'm gonna tell you what real men do. Real men prioritize their health, and they trying to live. We trying to stay alive as long as we can. I tell you, that's what a real man gonna do. He gonna prioritize his health. He gonna see that our life expectancy, our lifespan is shorter than everybody else, and he trying to break that curse. He trying to break that generational curse. Like, look, man, black men, we don't tend to live that long. So let me see what I can do to break that curse or reverse that curse. Like every time I was getting criticized for my eating, man, a lot of that was coming from men. Like straight up, man. When I'm eating the spinach, when I'm eating the fruits and the vegetables, man, it's the dudes, it's the men that's looking at me like I'm crazy, looking at me like they want to test me, looking at me like it's sweet. I'm like, y'all can try that, but I promise you, it's not what you think. Moni, peace, what's happening? Lindell, what's happening? Yeah, nice for sure. They most definitely do. So we gotta chill out, man, acting like it's soft to heal. Like I ain't understanding that. Miss Naya, peace, peace. Appreciate that. Right on, right on. Anais, man. Oh, man, my condolences. My condolences for sure. My condolences, man. Hey, man, people dropping like flies out here, man. Y'all, hey, people dropping like flies. And hey, hey, it's a lot of, if y'all ain't noticed, which I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all are noticing and paying attention to, man, but it's a lot of black women out here dying from childbirth, man. It's a lot, man. It's a lot of sisters out here, man, that they not surviving that process. That's very fishy, man. We got to keep an eye on that. It's a lot of black women that are dying. It's a lot of black women that are dying with the childbirthing process, man. And it ain't nobody really paying attention to it. Ain't nobody really talking about it. But it's happening. Man, I'm telling you, it's happening. Tori Bowie, the Olympic track runner, she just passed from complications of the pregnancy. This is happening to a lot of women, man. I know a lot of cases like this on the low, and ain't nobody really highlighting it and talking about it, getting swept under the rug. So we got to tap into what's really causing this, what's really going on. All these black women dying from complications of pregnancy. For real, man, that's happening. Y'all can look this up. There's a lot of cases of this, man, getting swept under the rug and ain't nobody talking about it. But a lot of black women are dying from complications of the pregnancy, man. Complications of the childbirth, whatever. They dying. What's up with that? Yeah, nice. Hey, Eat to Live. Eat to Live. That book right there, both volumes of that book, man, that got me into fasting. That got me into dropping the pork, removing the swine, eating more fruits and veggies, all of that. For sure. Yeah, nice. It's great, man. It's a lot going on. And then some of the, man, it's just a lot of things going on, man. When black women go to hospitals and go to doctors, man, they guinea pigs. They guinea pigs. That's all I'm gonna say, because I want to dedicate a video to that. But it's a book called Killing the Black Body. I done recommended this book several times. I done mentioned this book several times. But it's a book called Killing the Black Body. And they talk about the way they experiment on black women when they go to the doctors and hospitals and things like that. They talk about it. But there's definitely something going on now. You gotta pay attention to when it starts happening. I ain't gonna say happening randomly, because it's been happening. But you gotta pay attention to when the numbers seem like they starting to spike. TZ, yeah, I saw that. Somebody tagged me in that joint on Facebook. But yeah, let me dive into this subject matter though, man. Like I said, I talked about, and this done happened to me several times, man, where I get to talking about healing from a male perspective, from a black male perspective. And I will get brothers that will comment basically saying, oh, healing is soft, or healing is weak, healing is fair. That's a man don't got time to heal. Weird stuff like that. And I'm like, see, that's our problem. That's our problem. When we start making statements like that and we start living like that, man, that's a problem. So the moment I see a bunch of dudes start saying things like men don't have time to heal, then that lets me know that at this point we are the problem. If we walking around acting like we don't have the ability, or we shouldn't heal, something is wrong with us talking about healing, or something is wrong with us striving to heal, man, that's a problem. That's a problem, fam. People don't understand how healing even works. I don't know what perception some of y'all have when it comes to the concept of healing, man, but healing is something that happens mentally and physically. And I can guarantee you that physically, a lot of us brothers can use some healing. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that physically, most of you brothers that view healing in a light where it's soft and weak, y'all can afford to heal physically. And this ain't even getting to the mental part. But I promise you, a lot of brothers can afford to heal physically. Man, I see you brothers. I deal with brothers. Man, we not in the best of shape physically. So we can start there when it comes to the healing. I promise you. I promise your heart is not in the best shape that you think it is. I promise you your bones not as strong as you think they are. I promise you your liver and your kidney is not as strong as you may think it is. I promise you your lungs are not as strong and healthy as you think they are. I promise you your skin is not as healthy as you think it is. I promise you your brain is not as healthy as you think it is. That's a part of healing too. So when you start acting like we don't have the ability to heal, we don't have time to heal, or healing is soft, so you don't have time to heal your body? Healing your body is soft? Man, y'all got to talk to me, because that don't make any sense. That makes zero sense. When a man starts talking about healing and you got other men telling them that's weak, that's feminine, that's soft, or we don't have time for that. Nah, you better make time for that, because again, that's part of the problem. Like I said, when you do not make time to heal as a man, man, you suppressing all that energy, and now you gonna walk around like a ticking time bomb. And 9 times out of 10, you gonna lash out on the person that's closest to you that did not deserve it. And then you gonna end up in a very bad predicament. You done hauled off and killed your loved one. You done hauled off and beat him half to death. Now you're locked up. All this type of stuff, man. When you see dudes that done went crazy, that done spazzed out and beat the spouse, man, they was holding in a bunch of nonsense. Where if they just would have released that, it wouldn't have got to that point. And this is real. Man, when you hold in that energy as a man, man, we are men. We are physical. We got testosterone. So it's only so long that we can hold something in before we got to do some physical damage, fam. We can only hold things in for so long before something got to get physical, man, because that's in our nature to be physical. So it is not good for you to walk around with all of this rage, all of this anger, and you not trying to get to the bottom of it, because eventually it's going to come out. And when it comes out, it's going to come out with physicality. Or in physicality. That's what it's going to result in. Physicality. You're going to have to get physical. You're going to strive to get physical. That is in our nature, fam. So again, when you walking around as a black man and you suppressing all these negative feelings and emotions, you're not getting to the bottom of anything, you're going to be it's anger, frustration. And eventually that leads to you lashing out physically, because that's how we lash out. That's how we do it. We're not trying to sit and argue. Eventually, we going to want to do something physical. So we got to get, man, it's imperative that we get to the bottom of things that can happen to us. You know, it's imperative, like I said, that we resolve conflicts. Again, because a lot of us are walking around angry. We are walking around frustrated. Don't know why, because we running from our feelings, our internal feelings. We running from the trauma, the things that we done went through in the past. And it's funny because when women start talking about that, you know, about them being traumatized in the past, then we like to say, me too. We done been traumatized just like y'all. But then when I tell y'all to heal, like to practice healing or to strive to heal from that, then y'all want to say it's soft. So that don't even make any sense. That doesn't even make any sense. If we about to say we were traumatized as kids just like the girls were, and then when a brother tells you to try to strive to heal from that and you say it's soft, nah, man, that's not healthy. It's not healthy, fam. It's not healthy. Lindell, what you say? You say, what's my take on Nick Cannon impregnating all these women? He has the bread and all, but do you think it's a negative? I personally would not be doing that. Listen, I feel like when it comes to having seeds, fam, money is one part of it. But man, kids need time. They need attention. They need that type of energy. So if I'm going around here having all these kids, knowing that I'm not going to be able to be there for all of these kids how I need to be, man, I'm not going to do that. I don't care how much money I'm making. Now, if he is able to be present, you know what I'm saying, in all these kids' lives, the way that they gonna need it, then that's one thing. But I don't care how much money you make, man. Kids don't really mean much for a kid, fam. That kid, they gonna need that love. They gonna need that attention. They gonna need that energy. They gonna need that time. That's the most important thing. So if you going around having kids and you not considering that, and you just like, oh, I got the money to afford having these kids, then I don't rock with that. I don't rock with that perspective. You just having kids just to say you got a bunch of kids? Nah, I don't rock with that. I don't rock with people having any type of kids for their own selfish reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about making sure that, listen, it's about making sure that kid has what it needs, and that's not even, it's bigger than financial. It's bigger than financially providing for the kid. They gotta have that time, man. Gotta have that time. That's what they gonna remember the most. Even me personally. Like, yeah, you know, of course, boom, my pops went to work, provided, woo, woo, woo. But we don't see that as a kid. All I remember is my mother being present at everything. That's all I remember. That's all a child is going to remember, who was there, man. That's what a child going to remember. That's what a child going to pay attention to. They ain't caring nothing about, oh, I sent your mama $1 million or I sent your mom's $30,000. They don't care anything about that. They going to be like, but where was you at, though? I didn't see you that much. That's what a child going to pay attention to. And that's just real. Magic is definitely weird. Rose, peace, what's happening? Nice, what you say? I'm healing my mental. Any suggestions on where to start? Hey, I'm going to be honest. The best place to start for me is journaling. Just jotting everything down. Just really tapping into myself. You know, just really tapping in, asking myself the right questions. And journaling and documenting all of the answers that I receive. But it always starts with me just asking myself the right questions. You know, before you go to sleep, just ask yourself whatever it is that you want to know. Ask yourself that question repeatedly. You know what I'm saying? Before you go to sleep. Then your mind gonna give you some answers. And then when you get some answers, jot them things down. It's almost like when you doing a paper back in school, you had to brainstorm. Like, we got to do that when it comes to self, man. Brainstorm. You know, what are some things that happened to you back in the day that you haven't really resolved yet? Write it down. What are some things that happened that you did resolve? You know what I mean? Like, just write everything down. Just brainstorm. Brainstorm the good, the bad, the ugly, and all of that stuff that happened to you back in the day. And anything that you can remember, man, just brainstorm it. Brainstorm it. I start there, man. Just brainstorm everything. Anything that you can remember that was significant. Not even significant. Anything that you can remember from your past, brainstorm it, write it down. And when you're able to see it, then you will start connecting some dots. But I just write down everything that I can remember, man, from the past. Everything. Write it down, man, everything. Because what you will realize is that the first few things you write down obviously going to be the most important. Because you wrote them down first. You know, but I just write down everything I can remember from my past, man. I don't care how long it takes for you to do that. Write down everything you can remember, man. And from there, you're going to be able to look at it. You got the foundation, the blueprint, and now you can start connecting dots. And just always just pay attention to your ways and actions. Try to document as much as you can when it comes to self. You know, a lot of times, man, we document and we plan for success, and we are intentional about success. We got to be intentional about repairing the mental. We got to document everything. We got to document how things affect us. Man, when you walk into a room and it has a certain color scheme and it made you feel some type of way, pay attention to that. Man, I was reading a book that say, man, listen, sometimes we walk in rooms and we feel a certain type of way and we don't know why. Man, it could be any small thing. Man, you could have been molested in a room that had yellow walls. So every time you get around yellow walls, you feel a certain type of way. And you don't even realize that's what's happening. So you got to pay attention to how small things affect you. You know, and then write down stuff that happened to you, man. And then you're going to be able to start connecting dots. Man, every time I get up in this type of room, I feel some type of way. And I notice the common denominator, the walls are yellow. Then you start tracking your past like that. Man, I was molested. When I was molested, I remember the walls being yellow. Man, but you got to tap in like that. You got to tap in like that. It's real in the field. You know, you got to brainstorm and you got to pay attention to how things affect you. You know, when something is affecting you, you got to jot that down. Like, man, I was watching something, man, and it made me feel some type of way. Or I was watching something and it made me shed some tears, man. Jot that down so you can get to the bottom of why. Man, why when I was watching this, I started crying. Why when I was listening to this song, I started crying. Get to the bottom of everything. Jot it down. Ponder on these things, man. Don't just Don't just skip over these things that happen to you. Don't just skip over things like that. Don't just skip over when you walk somewhere and you say the feeling is off. The vibe is off in the room. Well, it's the reason this vibe is off. Document that. Pay attention. Figure this out. Corey, what's happening? Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, we definitely grew up with wrong examples of manhood for sure. Because nothing is wrong with healing. Hey, and how I know nothing is wrong with healing, because you same brothers that's talking crazy when another brother talks about healing, when y'all going through some type of crisis in regards to a disease, y'all gonna be reaching out to brothers such as myself trying to heal that disease. I promise you that. I can guarantee that. Y'all gonna be reaching out, man. I need to reverse X, Y, and Z. Man, that's healing, bro. I thought that was feminine. I thought that was feminine. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a form of healing. For real. Jeff, peace, what's happening? Devin, peace, what's the word? Cameron, peace, what's happening? Moni, oh yeah, creating broken homes for sure. And that's what we we gotta stop that. We gotta stop this broken home syndrome, man. We gotta stop creating these broken homes. And that's what I was alluding to in my build on that Nick Cannon situation, man. That's essentially what it is. Like, I don't really condone that, man. Like, I don't care how much money somebody has. I don't care if you got enough money to take care of 20 kids. I'm not just gonna have 20 kids just because I got the money to take care of them. For real, we gotta understand the importance of allowing these kids to see what a healthy household looks like. 2-parent households, things like that. Like, man, it's important for them to see some stuff like that. That did wonders for me, man, just bearing witness to a 2-parent household. And everybody in this household coming from the same mother and father, man, for real. That stuff is important, fam. So I ain't about to just go out here and deliberately have a bunch of kids just because I can. Or whatever the case may be. And be like, oh, I can afford it, so it's all good. Nah, man, we good on that. I'm not ever moving like that, and I would never really co-sign that. Terenzo, what's happening? Yeah, I would never co-sign that, man. That's ridiculous. Like, I just feel like that's ridiculous. To just be having all of these kids, man, for whatever reason you trying to have these kids, man. It sounds selfish at the end of the day. But hey, every time I speak, what I have found out over my years of being who I am, every time I speak out on these so-called celebrities and whatnot, which I don't even like that term because them people ain't nobody special for real, but every time I speak out on them, I get accused of hating and all that type of nonsense. I get accused of hating every time, man. I done got accused of hating so many times, it's ridiculous. Mind you, don't nobody pay attention to all the times that you give people credit. Like, I shout out I put people on people that people don't know about. You know, but I don't co-sign a lot of this ratchet activity that goes on in mainstream society. You know, so I always, any chance I get to speak out against anything that's happening within the mainstream society, I do that. But as I said, a lot of times I get labeled a hater. Whatever the case may be, man. Like, even when I talked about old girl from my city that made the Pound Town song, garbage song, get called a hater for that. I don't know what I'm hating on, you know, but you get called a hater for that. I'm just pointing out that it's trash, and I don't like when women have to display ratchet activities to get boosted in the mainstream. You know, she put out this ratchet song, and she got all these cosigns from all these mainstream people. Like, man, really? You got a bunch of intelligent sisters that's on the underground putting their blood, sweat, and tears into their craft. But y'all know how that go. Y'all know how that go. Yeah, Dave, for sure. Apparently being broken is manly. I don't know, you know, but I'm good on that. I'd rather not be broken. I'd rather not harbor that angry energy all day. I'd rather not harbor toxic energy all day. Like, I'm good on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really good. I'm really good on that. There's nothing healthy about that. Doesn't feel good. It's just nothing really positive about that, man. And I'm good on that. That's one of the reasons, like I said, why our life expectancy or lifespan is short. Because we walk around with all this anger, all this frustration, all this hostility. And we do nothing about it. We hold it in, suppress it. Like, man, listen, I don't care if I gotta jot it down in a journal. Like, sometimes, man, you ain't gotta just release it to another person. When we sit around talking about, man, don't nobody want to hear us, woo woo, don't nobody got time, don't nobody care about how we feel, what we think. Forget that. You care about what you think, at least you should, then jot it down, man. Just write it down in a journal. We gotta stop waiting. Listen, we gotta stop waiting for somebody to listen to what it is that we got. Man, listen, if you don't feel like you got a person in your life, which 9 times out of 10, that's a lie. You got somebody, you got one person that'll listen to you. But if you feel like that's the case, then, man, you just gotta talk to self. Talk to self. Just get it off your chest, man. Getting it off your chest don't have to require another person. You can get it off your chest by talking to self. You can get it off your chest by writing it down in a journal. That's another way of getting it off your chest. You don't have to vent to another person in order to get something off of your chest. We got to start understanding that, man. When you jot it down in a journal, when you talk to yourself, that's you getting something off your chest. That's you getting to the bottom of a conflict. That's you resolving a conflict. So you ain't gotta wait for somebody to man, I'm waiting for somebody to listen to me vent. No, vent to yourself. Vent to yourself, man. Vent to yourself. Very normal, very healthy. Vent to yourself. Get it off your chest, though. Money for sure, man. I know for a fact it helped me, man. My parents been married for longer than I have been alive. So that's all I saw. And my grandparents were married for as long as I had been alive and beyond that. I got a couple uncles that they didn't been married for as long as I've been alive and all of that. So I done seen some good examples of that. Of course, I done seen some examples of some toxic situations, but I also seen examples of the healthy situations as well. So again, that's needed. It's very important. It's very important for a child to see that, man. Very important. Again, I don't care how much money somebody is making. If one of the parents is consistently missing, man, it's gonna create a void within that child, man, and that child gonna grow up with abandonment issues, all type of problems. No matter how much you financially provide for them, it just don't matter, fam. Kids need more than just the money. Like when you a kid, you don't even, you lack that type of, you don't know nothing about money. Like you don't even care about that because you don't know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't important to you because you don't know anything about that. So that ain't even important to child. Oh yeah, I mean he buy me shoe. Like that's not gonna do anything, man. Like you gonna remember who was at the football game. You know what I'm saying? You gonna remember who was at the basketball game. You gonna remember who drove you everywhere. You gonna remember things like that. Who played with you when you was little? You know what I'm saying? You gonna remember stuff like that. Who threw you to parties and all of that good stuff. You gonna remember that type of stuff. Who took you to your favorite places? Like you remember that as a child, man. You don't remember nothing about money. You know what I'm saying? Like that's unfortunate, but nah, you don't remember that because you don't know. CEO, what's happening? Cameron, for sure. Yeah. Joe Budden said have an opinion and they gonna say you hate. Actual facts. Red Sigma, peace, what's happening? Michael, peace, what's happening? Yeah, Moni, exactly. Yeah, I mean that's literally all I remember. Man, I don't remember. Listen, I don't remember what shoes I was wearing when I was 8, unless I see some pic. Like I don't remember none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't remember all of that, man. But I can tell I remember some birthday parties from then though. I don't remember how many pairs of jeans I had when I was 9. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't remember none of that. I don't remember how many shirts I had when I was 10. I don't remember that. I don't remember how many pairs of shoes and socks I had when I was when I was 11. I don't remember stuff like that. Again, I remember when I had basketball games though and who was there. I remember when I had football games and who was there. I remember when I had practice and who took me to the practices. I remember these things. And like you say, I remember trips. I remember going out of town. I remember that. You know, so we gotta start thinking that we can shower these kids with material items and that's enough. Nah, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. Nice, exactly. And again, that's all I remember. You know, and unfortunately, the side effect of that was that he wasn't around as much. And as a kid, I didn't understand. Like as a kid, you think, man, why he working so? He must don't want to be around us. And like you ain't understanding the responsibilities as a kid. You know, so that's why we just gotta, man, we gotta change narratives. And I feel like we gotta free up our time. You know, because society, for real, man, society is getting even more wicked, fam. So we just got to free up our time. And that's why I always push self-sufficiency. Because we got to start raising these kids, fam. If we keep allowing this system to raise these kids, y'all see where all this stuff is headed. So we got to start, that's why we got to tap into the financial literacy, financial freedom. That's why we got to push self-sufficiency, because we got to free up our time. The system raising these kids, nah, nobody. Like we got to put an end to that. It's getting worse and worse. It's getting worse and worse. So we got to take that power back, fam. We got to start educating our own kids. For real. We got to get back to these villages, man. We got to get back to the village mentality because it's rough out here. Hatchet Dragon, peace, what's happening? We gotta get back to that, man. They steadily killing us. You know, it's things that's going on like that, man. It's a war outside, no man is safe from. It's what they say. You know, so it's still a war going on. And public enemy number 1 and 2 is still the black man and black woman. That's still a reality. No matter how we try to run from that, no matter how hard we try to ignore that, it's still a reality. Like I said, I'm pointing out all these black women dying from complications of pregnancy. Man, that's a war. Hey, bro, they doing that. They manufacturing this, fam. When I talk about the lifespan of the black man and the reason why we don't live long, this is all by design. This is still happening. They still have an agenda. They still have a grand scheme. And they are still making sure. That this agenda is fulfilled. So best believe it is still a war out here. Best believe it. I ain't never losing sight of that, fam. So that's why I always push what I push. Because it is still a war going on. We ain't, listen, they still don't rock with us like that. We still can't trust them like that. And by them, y'all know who I'm talking about. It's still mass genocide out here in different forms. Best believe it. Y'all know the different ways that they killing us out here. Y'all know the poison that they putting in the air. They didn't, like I said, they didn't warn y'all about another pandemic. You know, so they plotting and scheming. I was talking to a client this morning, talking about how basically they manufactured the pandemic so that they can go ahead and further push this AI agenda out here. And that's real in the field. That's real in the field, man. This is all, everything, like I say, be by design for the most part when it comes to stuff like that. So that's why you got to pay attention to what's actually happening. But nice, I'm trying to tell you, we got to teach them everything, you know, and we also got to do them like they did us. You got to study the enemy. So we got to study them in order to master them. That's what we must do. That's why I'm always reading their books, because they put a lot of they put answers in their books. They just think they so listen. They so cocky and confident. They know we not gonna read their books, so they put all the answers in them. What they say, you want to hide something from a black man, put it in the book. So they put a lot of these answers in the book. So we got to study their books in order to master them. This is what we must seriously do. And we got to teach this to the younger generations. This is how you do it. Miss Knight, childbirth, homicides, domestic violence. Man, I'm trying to tell you, man, there's so much going on. The air quality is garbage. The food quality is getting worse and worse. Like, it's ridiculous. The water quality is getting worse and worse. Like, I'm trying to tell you, it's real out here, man. It's real. It's real. All hats are dragging for sure. I mean, they definitely tampering with the DNA. You know, definitely tampering with it. Sylvetta, peace, what's happening? Hey, let them tears out. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been posting a lot of uploads, you know, things that just resonate with me that I need to get out to the people. You know, but hey, let everything out. Let everything out for sure. Red Sigma, man, I'm trying to tell you. And best believe it's another lockdown coming. Man, listen. It's something coming. It's something coming up again. So we ain't in the clear. Best believe it, we ain't in the clear. I mean, you just gotta understand how everything just went, fam. Like, man, I ain't even gonna get started on that, man. But it was just crazy how that pandemic hit and how I was getting judged, crucified, nailed to the cross for saying, man, I ain't getting jabbed up. And here I am 3 years later, not jabbed up and living just fine. Living just fine. And I'm telling you, we done had a bunch of just random people dropping dead. If y'all don't think that stuff related to that, I don't know what to tell y'all. This ain't no conspiracy. Of course, we can't link it. And of course, they not going to link it. They not going to do that because then they would have to admit that jab was all bad. So they not going to do that. But man, if y'all don't think there's any type of correlation there, I don't know what to tell you. Big Ock, peace, what's happening? Yeah, this AI stuff getting real in the field, and it's gonna get even more real. It's gonna get even more real. I'm on for sure. Yeah, they removing my videos when I talk about the next pandemic. They removed it on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? They removed that joint on straight TikTok. I say, oh, okay. Can't talk about nothing. But again, we think this world we living in is some utopia to where we got freedom of speech. We think America, home of the, y'all know what it is. Land of the free. Home of the land of what free? If this the land of the free, why can't I talk about a pandemic that's supposed to be coming in the future that they warning us about without my video getting deleted? What type of freedom is that? Somebody let me know what type of freedom is that, man. What type of freedom I got? If I really speak my mind as a black man, I'm about to get shot, killed, assassinated, silenced, deleted, all type of stuff. What type of freedom is that? What type of freedom is that, man? America sells you an illusion, fam. America wants you to think that you're free, but you're not. Some of these other countries, they say, forget the illusion. You just ain't gonna be free. You say some nonsense, we chopping your head off. That's the difference. America does it covertly. You know what I'm saying? Covertly. That's how that go. It's covert in America. Like, yeah, y'all got freedom until you say something that we don't necessarily like. Then that's gone. That's gone. Man, y'all just look around, man. Look in the media. Look at everything you see. Look at everything that makes it big. Look at everything that goes viral. Man, this is planned out, man. All this garbage stuff that be going viral, man, I'll be sick of it. I be sick of it, fam. It makes me sick to my stomach sometimes. That's why I don't be tapped in a lot to mainstream stuff, man. When folks ask me, man, you heard about it? I'll be like, man, no. Cause I don't even want to tap into some of this nonsense, man. In order for a woman to man, they got my sisters out here so messed up, man. Boy, whoo, they got y'all messed, whoo, they got y'all bad, fam. They got y'all bad. Y'all risking y'all lives to get surgeries. It's bad, man. Y'all got to be ratchet. They got y'all thinking y'all got to be ratchet. They got y'all thinking y'all got to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars on surgery just to make any type of name for yourself when that's so far from the truth. But that's what they pushing though. That's another way that they killing us. They got our women out here thinking that they got to get these surgeries, and these surgeries are taking them out the game. Now I'm pretty sure there are white women dying of the surgeries. But man, I sure don't see a lot of cases of them. Every time I see some cases of some folks dying of the surgery, it's some sisters, man. It's black women. For one, because we gonna take the cheaper route. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna do that. And secondly, this is by design. But like I said, I'm sure we got white women that's dying of these surgeries. But man, you don't see a lot of it. You don't hear a lot of cases of it. It is crazy how they didn't sold the image of a black woman to black women. Just think about what I just said. They sold the regular image of a black woman to black women, and they profiting off of that. They got black women wanting to look like black women. Naturally look. That's crazy. If y'all just put in some halfway to work, they selling y'all an image that's naturally y'all image. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? They are selling sisters an image that's naturally theirs and got y'all spending big money and dying to look more like y'all selves, to look like an enhanced version of yourself. Man, all you got to do is put in the work. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like, that literally makes no sense to me. It literally makes no sense to me. When you go get a BBL as a black woman, what group of women are notoriously known for having backsides? It is black women. Like, it's crazy. It's just ridiculous, man. It's crazy. Got us walking around here looking stupid. Man, I be seeing a bunch of women with the BBL, don't have the bodies to match it. Legs don't look stable enough to even handle it. It looks so unnatural and it looks so fake. You walk around looking very uncomfortable and stupid. You know what I'm saying? It ain't worth your life and it ain't worth your money. And I don't care how anybody feel about that. It ain't worth that. Just like it ain't worth for a brother to be extra swole when it ain't naturally designed for you to be that taking steroids. It ain't worth your life, bro. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it, bro. If I can't build the body that I want by eating naturally and lifting weights, working out hard, it wasn't meant for me to look like that. When I take steroids, performance enhancing drugs, things like that, and it causes me to put on more muscle and things like that my body can handle, that's a heart attack waiting to happen. And that's what's happening to a lot of these women. Y'all are building body, like y'all are enhancing y'all bodies to the point to where y'all body is not equipped to deal with this extra build. You know what I'm saying? It's not equipped to deal with that. And now it's making it's forcing your heart to work overtime. So that's how you see some of these sisters after the surgery, they may die of heart failure. Because you keep enhancing your body, man, and you walking around with some stuff you're not supposed to have. Your body ain't ready to walk around with it. It's making your heart work too hard. So when you see a sister that has some surgeries, BBLs and things like that, and they ain't really done put in no work, and next thing you know, she dies of heart failure or heart attack, that's what didn't happen. Peace of bro, what's happening? Oh, David, for sure. You know what I'm saying? And And that's what didn't happen though. Like that's what didn't happen when you see that. That's just like when when they take a steroid, man, and they die of heart attack. That's how they die. Heart attack. You forcing your body to do something that it ain't naturally equipped to do. You overworking the heart, fam. You overworking the heart. That's why obesity can lead to that. You carrying around excess weight. It is making your heart work harder. Fam, that's why when you are obese, you are more susceptible to heart attacks. So if you getting this fat transferred to areas where it ain't supposed to be and your body ain't ready to hold it up, man, you are forcing your heart to work harder. Like this is real. This is real information. Man, I done seen some uncomfortable cases of the BBL to the point where it looked like some of these sisters regret getting it. Man, don't do that. And this is the thing. Like, it just don't even make any sense. Like, some of y'all don't even be needing to get it and getting it anyway. You spending all these thousands upon thousands of dollars on it, man. Come on, you gotta stop it. You gotta stop it. Oh, Devin, for sure, man. That's one of my favorite Malcolm X speeches, man. Who taught you to hate yourself? You know? MC, what's happening? Moni, I'm trying to tell you, body wasn't healthy enough. Man, people be get. You know how many people I know that got weight loss surgery and put the weight right back on? So why are you my goodness, why are you spending thousands upon thousands of dollars, man, to get surgery and then end up right back where you left off plus more? You cannot make that make any sense to me, man. Focus on changing your lifestyle and your mindset. Once you do that, you ain't got to worry about all that. You ain't got to worry about all of that. I was reading a book called The How of Happiness, right? I think I got it right here. The book right here, man. The How of Happiness. Boom. And it was talking about, it broke it down like a pie chart. And it broke down what's responsible or what determines our happiness. And it was like 50% of our happiness revolves around this genetic set point. So basically what that genetic set point is, any positive or negative situation that happens in your life, after you respond to whatever the situation is, positive or negative, we all got this set point or this baseline that we go back to emotionally. You know, that's what that genetic set point is for our happiness. So however you respond to positive or negative events, we all got this baseline that we go back to emotionally. That's what that is. You know, we all got that point. Whatever your neutral state is, you got some people that's more naturally outgoing. You got some people that's more naturally centered. You got some people that's just naturally upset. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whatever mood you tend to revert back to often, that's that genetic set point. You know, and that's 50% of what determines your happiness. The other 40% of what determines your happiness revolves around what they call intentional activities or your behavior, things that you do on a day-to-day basis. That's the stuff that you are in control of. So that's 40%. But guess what the other 10%? Guess what the other 10%, the last 10%, the smallest piece of the pie. Guess what the smallest piece of the pie is in regards to what determines whether or not you're going to be happy? It's your external circumstances, your appearance, and situations in your life. A small percentage of that determines whether or not you will be happy for the long run. So you getting all this cosmetic surgery done, and that only accounts for 10% of whether or not you're going to be happy down the line. Yeah, you're going to be happy probably initially. So yeah, like, ooh, I initially like the way that I look. But then you tap in with that same person a month from now, they probably going to be right back depressed, right back sad, right back whatever. That's the science there. So your external circumstances in life, your appearance and all of that only accounts for 10% of whether or not you're going to be happy long term. 10%, very small percentage. And that's the stuff that we focus on the most. We always trying to get a promotion. We always trying to get another job. We always trying to move to another city. We always trying to enhance our appearance. And that is the last thing that we need to be focusing on, actually. That's crazy. When I came across that information, that's why when folks be getting these better jobs, they still be depressed. That's why when folks get more money, they still be depressed. That's why when folks change their appearance, they still be depressed. Because it's only 10%. 10%. 10%. Like I said, the 50% and that genetic set point, pay attention to what your natural mood is, fam. That's the set point. That's your genetic set point, that genetic baseline. We all got it. You know, we didn't all been there, done that. You might go to a comedy show, and 1 hour after the comedy show, after you did all this laughing, what is your natural state? What is your natural state? Like, my natural state is like a stoic. You know what I'm saying? It's like indifferent. That's my natural state. Like, I'm not naturally a outgoing person. You know what I'm saying? Like, my natural state is indifferent. You know what I mean? Like, that's my natural state. So that's that genetic set point. That's 50%. You know, so pay attention to that. What mood do you tend to always go back to? Like, what mood do you always go back to? What is your consistent mood? That's your baseline. That's your baseline. And they say that is genetic. That is genetically determined. But again, just because your baseline might be anger don't mean that you got to settle on that. Like I said, we got another 40% that can change the direction. And that's your intentional activities. But man, get in tune with yourself. I'm trying to help y'all get in tune. Pay attention. If you naturally keep reverting back to a mood of frustration or anger, then man, it's some genetics there. So now you got to do some work to change that, because you don't want to walk around in that state. So now you got to be more intentional on a day-to-day basis, fam. Moni, exactly. Bobby, peace, what's happening? Neglecting the inside big time. And that, honestly, that's the most important thing. Once you work on the inside, the outside is going to correct itself. I don't understand why people don't understand that. Once you do the work internally, the external will take care of itself. So I don't need to focus on the external. Me focusing on the internal is me focusing on the external. Like, straight up. Me focusing on the internal is me focusing on the external. So me mastering the internal is me mastering the external. They tell you, you master self, you master life around you, you master the universe. We try to master the universe first and then try to master self. You can't master life around you or life outside of you without mastering you first. But once you master you, you didn't master life around you. But we skipping that part. We jumping right over that. We ain't putting in that work. We not striving to master ourselves. You know, we not striving to do that. That's a lost art these days, man. Ain't nobody worried about that. We trying to figure everybody else out. We trying to read everybody else. We trying to determine the red flags for everybody else. We not doing the inner work. Everybody think they good. Everybody walking around like they good and they not. And that's the truth. You know how many times you ask somebody, man, how you doing? How you feeling? Everybody be like they good. Hey, 90% of the time, that'd be a lie. 90% of the time, man, that's a bold-faced lie. Like, yep, I'm good. Especially when us brothers say it. We quick to hit you with I'm good. And we going through the worst time of our lives. But you ask us how we doing, we gonna be like good. We all right, I'm good. Going through the worst of times, and man, we gonna say we good. I'm all right. Man, for real. No, you not. And a lot of times I see right through that, man. You tell me you all right, and I know good and well you not. You can see right through it most of the time, man, when somebody tell you that. You can tell when somebody not right. No matter how hard they try to hide it, man, most of the time I'm able to look right at a person and be like, yep, they going through a thing. They going through something. And that's cool. We all going through something, man. We all dealing with this thing called life. And that life be throwing some haymakers at us sometime, man. So it's all good. Ain't nothing wrong with going through a little struggle. Ain't nothing wrong with admitting to somebody like, man, I ain't really that good, but I'm gonna get there though. You know, as long as you acknowledge the fact that you gonna get there, like that's all that matters. But ain't nothing wrong with saying, man, I ain't doing too good right now, man, but I'm gonna get there though. Be honest with yourself, man. Be honest with yourself, man. Nah, I ain't feeling the best, man, but I'm gonna get there though. You know, this is normal. This is part of life for me to be down for a little second, but I'm gonna rise back up. Red Sigma, what you say? Your greatest enemy is in your head right now. Oh yeah, for sure, man. Dead Prez, man. What was that? Stick man had a lyric, or Stick had a lyric back in the day and said something along the lines, if I don't kill the enemy within, then I'm a fool. Man, if I don't kill the enemy within, I'm a fool. That's where it starts, man. You got to kill that enemy within yourself first. Then we can focus on these external enemies and problems. But once you kill that enemy within yourself, everything is good. We good, Big Ock. There you go. The ebbs and flow of life. You know, I roll with the punches. I ride the down waves when I'm on it, and when I'm up, I ride the wave. That's life, man. I ain't trying to force it. I ain't trying to go against the wave, man. That's how you drown, fam. If you done looked at surfers, man, you gotta learn. You gotta ride with the waves. You try to go against the tide, man. You gonna die. You know. So I ride the wave, man. That's how I succeed in life. I ride the wave. Like, man, I woke up and today this was on my mind. Let me ride this wave. Let me ride this out and see where this take me. I ain't finna fight against it. I ain't finna try to go against that. Because it's a reason why I woke up with this on my mind. And the reason why was not for me to go against it and try to act like it don't exist. No. So let me get to the let me go ahead and ride this wave out, man, and see where this take me. You know what I'm saying? It might take me to a very positive space. It might take me to a very productive space in life. Let me ride this wave. I ain't going against this tide. Let me ride it. Let me surf on with this wave, man, and see where it take me. Might take me somewhere pleasant, man. You would be surprised what happens when you ride those waves, good, bad, or indifferent, man. I tend to not label these things, man. I just allow my feelings to be what they are, feelings. You know, I don't be like, that's a bad feeling. Ooh, gotta reverse that. Oh, this a good feeling. Like, nah. I'm like, this is how I feel. Without placing that positive, negative, good, or bad label on it. This is the feeling. What is it? If I'm thinking about somebody that died recently, I'm not about to be like, that's a bad thought or that's a good thought. Man, the reality is I'm thinking about somebody that died. Now let me get to the bottom of it. Let me ride this out. Let me ride this out. Like, that's how I tend to do it, man. I ain't gonna stop something and be like, man, this is negative feeling, negative thought. Nah, I don't do that. I don't do that. Because everything deals with that type of duality. Even a thought that you think is good got some type of negative to it. You know what I'm saying? They all got both. You can look at everything in that light of duality. You know, so I don't even do that. I don't even mess with myself like that. Like I said, I ride that wave. Ride that wave. You know, that's the most important thing. That's what I've learned. And it works. Not only just for me. You know what I'm saying? It works for a lot of people when they do that. I'm gonna ride that wave, man, and see where it take me. And it always take me to a very decent spot. Because again, none of those feelings, none of those emotions are permanent. None of them are permanent. They come and they go. You know, so just ride it out. It ain't gonna last forever, you know. You feeling down right now, it's not gonna last forever. You might be feeling up in 30 minutes. You might come across something in 45 minutes that make you laugh. Like for real, you know. So just stop stopping those thoughts and labeling them. Allow them to run their course, man. For real. But y'all, man, with that being said, man, I just wanted to come in and tap in with y'all for about an hour, man. That hour is up. So I'm gonna let y'all get back to enjoying the rest of y'all Thursday, man. This was a powerful build, man. I appreciate all y'all for tapping in, dropping the insight, you know, and just listening, man. I appreciate y'all as always. Of course, I'm about to go back to grinding on my uploads, so be on the lookout for them uploads, man. I've been striving to give y'all the words of wisdom. You know, everything that's coming to me, I've been trying to upload them joints, man. So I'm getting real adamant, man, with the uploads. You know, so be on the lookout, man. I'm gonna be dropping more uploads. But man, hey, y'all be easy, man. Y'all stay healthy out here, stay peaceful, stay centered, stay black, stay powerful, stay righteous, all that good stuff. I'm out, y'all. Peace.